I'm not too sure, but I know he's done very well, and he has been able to pay off his parents' mortgage. He does this full time, and he has multiple streams of income, which is what we all always talk about. You can't just be making money one way, family. You got to have multiple streams. Like Warren Buffett says, if you don't have at least 7 streams of income, you're going to work until you die. So I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Palmer. I think he has something to say before we call Mr. Brown.
I do? Absolutely. We want to thank Chester for being on here. I'm sure he's going to add some value to us. We did go over some compound charts and some other stuff during the week. And Chester, so if you can share, some tips and tricks and stuff that's going to help us with HFX and anything to do with like even the compounding that you're showing us, I think will be valuable for this team. So without further ado, Mitchie said it all. Go ahead, Chester.
Amazing. How you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I just want to throw it back to Desmond and Mitzi, amazing leaders. I've literally just been sitting back watching the whole team grow and how you guys have been putting together everybody and just helping everybody elevate. I mean, it's just been amazing just to watch you guys. So I love the fact that we all can get together and kind of get some understanding and level up on the charts. Because, the more money we make, the more confidence we have. The more confidence we have, the more we'll share this opportunity with a lot of people. And by default, create multiple streams of income. As Mitzi says, one of the number one things you guys want to aim for, right? So I want to open it up. You guys can unmute yourself. Kind of tell me how it's been going for you with HFX. Right, I'm gonna drop a lot of nuggets and a lot of good stuff for you guys today. But I want to know so far what have your experience been like? What have you guys been having like issues with? Where do you guys think you need some help, if any? Right, so let's hear some. Right, there's no wrong answers. Nobody's above or below anybody. Let's just start communicating so we can actually focus on getting solutions this week. Because when you guys have sessions with me, I want to make sure every single week you just keep making more and more money. Right, so let's go. I see we have Martin. What's going on, Martin? Can you hear me? Martin can't hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, let's go. How you doing, Martin?
I'm doing great. I started with Mitzi about 6 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a P150. The HFX, I'm learning how to trade. I am learning my lessons and I'm winning trades. So
good.
I'm enjoying it.
Love it. Any areas you think you need improvement on? Anything? Or has it just been good for you so far?
Well, I always seek improvement.
No
if I'm settled, I don't like to settle. I want to continuously learn. I'm 53 years young, so I want to learn. I want to keep learning. I want to be a boss. According to Mitzi, I want to be a boss trader.
Let's go. This is the right place to do that, brother. Trust me, you're on the right steps. Literally, the fact that you can't even tell me anything literally that you have a problem with, I love it. Right? So that's
you know what I have a problem with? To be honest, my emotions.
There you
go. Because hear what? Desmond will do a session with us, and I will hit two trades, 3 trades, 4 trades, and I'm looking good, and something trips, and I lose a trade. I lose the next trade, and then I say, you know what? That's it. I ain't losing no more. So the emotions, I need to keep that in check. That's my challenge with this, with trading.
Perfect. No worries. I wrote that down. Beautiful. Definitely go over some strategies to help you with emotions, because trust me, that was one of my issues as well. But love it. Who else we got? We got Robert. Anybody else? You guys can just open up and talk. We got Keyshawn, Shirley. How you guys been doing? Have you guys have any problems? Keyshawn,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to have you on this call again, man. It's been a while.
no worries.
Um,
Yes, brother.
Yeah, man. So I truly haven't been trading HFX as much as some of the rest of the team. And for me, really, it's just the
Audio's off.
hello.
What? No, just continue.
Yeah. I think for me, really, it's just the time around it for me, especially for the past couple weeks. And but I have been watching the videos and getting up to date with what Matthew is doing and what Josh and Dr. Lee is doing and things like that. I just really haven't been jumping in to HFX just yet. So so for me, this call would be a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
And during this upcoming week, I'm looking to really dive into HFX. Now I've taken some HFX trades before, right? And like the gentleman before was saying, I forget his name, man. Forgive me, but he was talking about emotions,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's one thing when you're trading regular, forex, where you gotta wait a period of time before the play completes, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I traded HFX, it was more so the emotional component that I had to control here. So
Beautiful.
I got there pretty good with forex, but when it came to HFX, I was just like, hold on, my money's gone already. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I would get a lesson, right? But if I get
Yeah.
a win, obviously you get that rush of endorphins, and it's a good feeling. But for me, really, it's this whole thing. I'm treating it as a learning experience. And this week, I'm looking to dive into HFX on a serious note, right? To get some of the results that I see some of the other team members doing, and for me to get a good understanding of HFX and actually learn the steps,
Mm-hmm.
right, that Matthew teaches. And Mitzi's a huge advocate for jumping on Boyd and Dr. Lee's
Yeah.
calls. So
Trust me, those are very, very good for anybody who's just starting to hop on those 2 sessions. I approve. But definitely, I get it. Like the emotions is number one when it comes to HFX. The thing about it is the easier it gets, right? Or the easier it seems, it's not really the easier it gets. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, now you can make money faster, right? In a quicker time span, but you got to deal with more emotions as now a lot of you guys are seeing. So good stuff. We'll definitely go over that. But any other problems you guys been noticing? Anybody else want to go over some stuff? We'll give it another 2 minutes. Right, you guys share me all your concerns and we'll just try to tackle them one by one and make sure everybody gets value. Any other concerns? Oh, we're not doing anything on recruiting today, to be honest. I wanna, if you want, we can make another session, right? But let's just keep this to trading today. Anything trading wise, HFX, right? Anything going on with you, anything you feel other than what we've have so far, which is emotions, and I have people with busy schedule. Anything else, guys? All right, everybody else is making money. No worries. So
Can I say something?
yeah, definitely. This is the place.
This is Jacqueline. Hi, and nice talking to you, and welcome
worries.
to
Likewise.
our smaller team here. I have taken quite a bit of lessons. I took quite a bit of lessons, so I've made the decision to kind of step back just a bit and do more training, like do the videos, listen to the HFX series, the 101 to the 400 and so on.
Mhm.
And I find that my challenge is switching from one platform to the next. Like, for example, having the hourglass open and then having my broker open and then having something else open, that's my challenge. That's my biggest challenge. And not being fast enough, moving around. I guess that probably comes with practice
No,
and time.
definitely,
But for me,
definitely.
that's my greatest challenge right now.
No worries. So that's good too. So it's more like multitasking and switching platforms, right? When taking trades. Good.
Yes, yes.
I love it. We'll definitely go over
Needless
that.
to say, I'm also a former stroke victim. So that is part of the challenge as well. But I've come a long way as a result of being in this business because it has challenged me to think in a certain way, as Mitzi always says. So I
There
think
you go.
I've had
Mhm.
some benefits. Oh, yeah, for sure. But it's still a bit of a challenge.
No worries, no worries. You see, one beautiful thing about this company, so all you other guys can hear as well, is that it's not a one cap fit all. We actually create tons of different products, as you guys can see, for people just like you, Jacqueline, people who have different lifestyle, different situations, so that everybody can win. So this is a good opportunity for me to give you a little plan, a little setup just for you and anybody else who feels like they have this situation to go out there and win, because this is one of the beautiful things about being with the academy. So I have that. That's definitely good. Any other problems, guys? We're 1 minute over, but this is what it's all about. Any other problems about trading, let me know. We'll try to tackle it tonight, and it's recorded so you can go over it. So just let me know. Any other problems, strategy wise, timing wise, not understanding things. All right, beautiful. So, first thing we'll go over today, right, is the emotions, right? And that's a big topic. And you guys can always butt in because I like conversations rather than just blurting out information, right? And one of the things with your emotions when it comes to trading is understanding it's completely opposite than what you're used to already, right? See, your job is set in a certain way where it's kind of like baby steps. You go get training, you get paid for the training, right? Then you start working, you might have a supervisor or somebody, guiding you through the beginning months, right? Then eventually you get good and you start doing your own thing. Eventually you try running for a promotion or two, right? And you hit the ranks and you level up and you get celebrated across the way, right? When it comes to trading, it's the complete opposite. You're doing the hardest part in the beginning, right? So everything that you guys are doing right now, especially if you're brand new, it's the hardest part. As soon as you get over this, it's beautiful because you never have to upgrade like in a job, right? There is no HFX 2 or 3.0 in terms of strategy. Like they can refine it, make it easier, make it simpler, but there's never going to be a bigger change than what is already there. And I hope you guys understand that. So the biggest learning curve for anybody with Forex is in the beginning, right? So you always have to understand that you're going to go through it, and you just have to understand that you have the right information, the right support groups, the right mentors to guide you through it. You just need to know where to search, right? The next thing when it comes to taking trades, and I would say revenge trading and running down trades, is it comes to risk management, right? If you don't have a solid risk management plan, then you're always going to lose mathematically when you trade, right? It's just how it works. I don't know how to explain it, but just think about it. What is trading? If you were to strip trading view and go back to the 1800s, what would you have? You'd have people yelling out numbers on a ticker tape or something like that they call it, right? So it's all numbers at the end of the day. It's all math, right? The things we don't like, but it's presented in a way where we can understand it, right? So you don't have to know complicated math to be good at trading. All I want you guys to understand is you need to know good risk management. Why? Because it helps you to never revenge trade, and it helps you to understand everything about your trade before you take it. Those are very, very important things, right? So one of the risk management nuggets that I have for you guys for HFX, right, is always risk 2%, right? Try your best to. If you do risk more than 2%, you must understand the concept of why you're doing so and the risk at hand, meaning that before every single trade you guys take, you should know the exact amount you could lose, right? So if you're going to, let's say, risk 2% of 100% of your account balance, how many times can you lose before you blowing your account? And that would represent any account balance, whether you have 500, 200, or $1,000. If we talk in percentage, any account balance can be accounted for. So if you have 100% in your account and you're risking 2% per trade, you would have to lose 50 trades in a row, back to back, mathematically. You can't win one in order to blow your account, right? So if you literally, if I gave somebody like my little brother a computer with two buttons and I said, press buy or sell 50 times, I just put your paycheck in this, right? I'm pretty sure he's not going to press buy and sell 50 times and watch his money go to zero. Maybe after 15, maybe even 20, he's going to stop and he's going to tell me that this isn't working, right? So it's kind of giving you a buffer, especially if you're new, right? Risk management is seriously important, right? With HFX, what I've noticed is that a lot of people know to risk 2%, like that just makes sense, like you guys get it, but it's like, how do you apply it when you trade? And that's where the real nugget comes in. So what I like to do is, let's say we have $1,000 in an account, right? If you divide that by 2%, second here,
$20.
no, I get it. I'm just trying to figure out how to give you guys the whole thing. Let's do it this way. Okay, so if you had, right, account side of $1,000 and you're risking just 2%, right? You know that, as he said, $20 is what you're risking. But how much times would you have to lose that $20 to blow the account? 50 times, right? Hope all you guys get that. So that's your buffer. So now you know that, okay, even if I lose the 2%, I'd have to lose it 50 times to blow the account. Now, the next problem is, okay, if I risk 2% on this one trade, how much more percent can I risk going forward for the day if I lose? And that's where the big confusion, or I guess the overlooked part of it goes. Because if every time you take a trade and you're risking 2%, you're risking 2%. You lose 2 trades risking 2%, you're no longer risking 2% for the day, but 4. Right? You lose 3 trades risking 2%, you're now down 6% for the day. So what I tell all my new people is to take your 2% and divide it by 3 or divide it by 2 if it's a smaller account. Why? Because when you divide it by 3 or divide it by 2, now you have a multiple that you can work with, right? If you divide it by 2, that means you have 2 losses that you can endure, right, within a trading session in order to gain whatever goal you're aiming for. So let's say your goal was to make 5 or 6%, whatever that number is, right? You're risking half of your entire risk amount on each trade, or even a quarter if you're doing 3, right? So you guys just have to know how to deal with the math when you're taking the trade. And that's something that's very, very big, right? So when you're taking the trades, don't risk all your money, right? Any questions about that, guys?
So you're saying, Chester, if it was $20, you divide that by, say, 3 if you want to take 3 trades. So you're looking at about 650, 675, something like that per
There you go.
trade, which will allow you to make what you want to make for the day.
Yes, comfortably.
So you have
Without
three chances to-
there you go. So now then it's kind of like you're giving yourself levels, right? So if that's your risk management strategy, then what would fail that? That would be your actual trading strategy not being good, right? So now you have your risk management strategy, which is set, right? Because the numbers don't lie. Always remember that, guys. But if your trading strategy is horrible, well, the whole thing won't work. It's like a puzzle, right? So you have your risk management. Now you need to make sure you have a good trading strategy. And that's why you guys learn cash trap, hourglass, and some new ones, which I'm going to show you, right? So these are the things that you want to put together to get an overall picture of what a good professional trader looks like, right? So now, if I have a good strategy and I'm following those schematics, what am I doing? I'm risking $6 and something to maybe make, let's say my goal for the day would have been $30, right? It might take 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 trades, but I wouldn't be worried. Why? Because every single win allows me to go again, and I already distributed my risk. So even if I lost, I still have one or two more chances. After those losses, I call it a day. It's teaching yourself discipline, right? If you're losing too much, why continue? It don't make sense. There's something you don't understand. Stop, take a picture, screenshot whatever you need, hit up Mitzi, hit up Desmond, right? And figure it out. Don't waste your money, right? Because the money is hard earned, hopefully for a lot of you guys, right? So that's one of my biggest things when it comes to emotions. Um, the next thing for emotions is there's a book called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. It's a
Very good book.
There you go. Really good book to just help people manage their psychology when it comes to trading in general. It just helps you to understand how you should have a perspective when it comes to investing. Because trust me, for me, it's like you open the floodgates, and I was trying to do everything at once, but after reading the book, it really gave me perspective that like this is better than anything else out there, right? So even 2, 5, 10% better than the banks is good enough because it's better than the banks, right? So I don't really need to go and aim for 100% better than the banks in the beginning because I'm just learning. Oh, I just need to beat the banks. What are the banks giving nowadays? 2% a year. You know what I'm saying? Right? If you do mutual funds, maybe you get a 30% every now and then. But even then, if you can beat that on your own, then this thing makes sense, right? And as you get the concept down because you're a beginner, right? Remember, you're going to be doing the same thing but making more money, right? So after you guys learn your HFX strategy, you're going to be doing the same thing, the same act, the same, buy with the confirmation, sell with the confirmations, but you're just going to have more money. That's how you're going to make more money, right? I was talking with some people and they're like, I see Matthew Thayer's session, man. He was at 2 million. And then I swear I checked about a month and he was at 7 million, right? People are telling me these things and it's like, yeah, it just makes sense. Why? Because he's at the scaling phase, right? He's at the scaling phase. So now every single trade he's taking are compounding on top of each other at dramatic rates. But that's what all of you guys will experience, but you gotta rough it out, right? So that's my number one thing with emotions. Now, for people with busy schedule, right? If you really have no time in the world for HFX, Mitzi just called me earlier and we were talking about this. I think, don't quote me on this, but we think they are coming out with an app, right? Kind of like a HFX app for your iPhone and Androids where they just send you the signals. And I'm guessing they're going to be longer trades, maybe 5, 15, even an hour, right? And you simply just plug them in your HFX broker and you go about your ways, right? So that's something that's going to be introduced, hopefully, that's going to help people with busy schedule. But other than that, what we have right now that can help you with busy schedule, right, is a whole different arrays of ways that they distribute HFX. If you guys have looked at the schedule, right, we have Maddie Pips, we have what's her, Millie Mills, Nes Vasquez, tons of experts, and they normally go in the afternoon or in the night, right? In the morning times, right, we have a new thing coming out called DeLorean Hyperdrive. So if you guys want to write that down, it's a new DeLorean product. It's called Hyperdrive, right? So that comes out for people in the morning, right? So there's things that are available for people of all different schedules. Now, Hyperdrive is normally best from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. So those are just for people in the morning, right? And then we have the educators that start normally from, I think, 11 a.m. We have Artel, and then 12, we have Millie Mills and onwards, right? So you guys are fully covered in terms of schedule for HFX, right? If you feel like what you're currently doing is overwhelming your schedule, right? What you're either doing is rushing your goals, meaning you have a small account and you're trying to hit Lambo money, right, really quick, and you don't have the time to do it, which it's just the formula won't work. I can't help you. No one can help you, right? You just have to realize you got to slow down, right? Or it's you don't have a good plan. And it comes back down to risk management again, because risk management helps you have a plan because you'll know everything before you take the trade. So if you need to make $50 today so you can make, let's say, 10K in profit in 12 months, that's all you got to do today. If you make more, it's blessed. It's just a blessing, thank God. But that is your original goal. So if you know risk management, you have goals. So as long as you're hitting your goals, you should be able to organize yourself. So how do I hit $50 from, let's say, 675 if that was what I'm using? Well, you do the math, right? If I'm doing 80% payout, what would the payout be on 675? Okay, it's that amount. How much times would I need to do that for it to add up to 50? Okay, so all right, that's the amount of trades I need to do today, right? And you kind of average it out. And yeah, it's not gonna be perfect, of course not. You could lose and the up and downs, but you gotta be your own boss in this thing, right? And that's how you can best stay on track, right? So that's my thing for people with busy schedule, right? Is just organize yourself, right? Either slow down, right? Or just find a product that fits your timing. So hyperdrive in the morning, right? We have the educators in the evening and nighttime, right? And I think we'll be doing more trainings where I show you guys how to kind of, go independent on the weekends. And then we have switching platforms and multitasking, right? Okay. When it comes to switching platforms and multitasking when you're taking trades, if you're having a hard time with that aspect, I would highly suggest raising your time frame, right? So normally for me, if I'm using one computer, for example, normally I would suggest you guys to use 2 screens for HFX, but we'll go through that later on. But if you're using one computer, it is hard, switching from go live or let's say a Zoom to go live to go checking your broker, and you're taking trades that are based off 1 minute, 2 minute, intervals. That's going to be hard. So I would suggest going bigger time frames. If you want certain products that help you trade bigger time frames, right? Hyperdrive is one, because Hyperdrive only gives you 5-minute trades that you need to take within 15 minutes. So it gives you trades off the 5-minute time frame, right? And your trade length should be 15 minutes. So that should give you enough time to enter a trade and look back and kind of, do your thing properly. So that's what I would suggest. Become a bigger time frame trader, right? The smaller time frames, those are for the people who are really, multi-screens and they're really in it, right? So you got to understand it's what suits you as a trader as well in your lifestyle and personality, because it's not a one shoe fit all, right? It's all one market, but not one lifestyle for the market. So hopefully that helps when it comes to switching platforms. But anything else? Did I go over everything for you guys? I hope we went through enough of our concerns. No worries. Hopefully that helps, Jacqueline. Right? Like I know a lot of people take
Yes,
hour
thank
trades.
you.
4-hour trades is really, really better because you have a lot more time. All right. So now let's go into some strategies. Right. So I know all of you guys have been using Cash Trap and Hourglass and all that good stuff. Right. But I want to introduce the hyperdrive. So let me see if I can open up DeLorean. And kind of share my screen. Beautiful. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can. I can.
Perfect. No worries. So when you guys log into DeLorean, right? This is, you're not gonna do this now, right? Time frame is not there. We want to do this normally 2 a.m. Eastern time to 10 a.m. Eastern time. Those are the best times to trade. But you're gonna log into DeLorean. You're gonna hover over strategies, top left, right? You're gonna see a drop down link. You're gonna go to hyperdrive. Right? Once you click on hyperdrive, it's going to open up the hyperdrive section and you're going to get trades that are smaller time frame. It's basically a mini DeLorean. If you guys are already used to it, it's the exact same rules with DeLorean, 5-step process.
They're not used to DeLorean because
Oh, no,
everyone's been doing HFX and using the hourglass. So
no
that
worries. No,
okay.
no worries. It's not hard, guys. DeLorean is a step-by-step thing. And it's just literally as soon as these things fit the description, it's kind of like your point system with Cash Trap. It's not that different. They just have rules instead of point system. As long as you see those rules, you take the trade, right? So every trade here you'll be taking for 15 minutes. So it's a little bit of a better length in terms of time frame versus 2 or 3 minutes, which is normally recommended with Cash Trap, right? So this is for people who want longer term trades, right? Um, they do have, I think, yes, I think they have training on how to do DeLorean. So everything is here for you guys. You can always watch that. But this is very beautiful. I mean, I've been using this and it's been working very well. So I would highly suggest this if you're a morning person and you're looking for some good trades and you notice we don't have that much educators doing HFX in the morning. This is your answer. All
So
right.
this is another kind of like a cash trap, but it's you can take longer HFX trades with this, Chester.
There you go. So,
Mm.
what are we looking at? This GBP NZD, uh, it passed 2 minutes ago, right? So I would be taking a 15-minute sell because everything lined up, right? So I'll just explain what you guys won't understand fully maybe, but this is how Cash Trap, DeLorean works. So if the candle, the last candle closest to the arrow, which is this red candle, if it's bigger than the candle on the left in a downtrend, then we're good. If the red line passes through both candles, that's another check mark. If the aqua or gray line are closely above or close to these candles, it's another check mark. If there's no aqua or gray line directly in front of price to basically, act as a support or resistance, that's a beautiful sign as well. And then boom, you take the trade. So right now we'd be in this for 15 minutes. Simple, because it followed all the rules. That's what.
Chester,
Yeah.
for my sake, can you repeat that a little slower, please?
No worries. Don't. I don't even want to repeat it for you because I want you to get the full step by step. Is just go to DeLorean.im,
Okay.
log in, and then click on training and just watch this or go through the step by step graphic. Right? It's very, very organized. See? So instead of me telling you, you can even just screenshot this. Making sense?
Okay, thanks.
Just screenshot this.
There you go. Right, and then there's one for up and there's one for down as well, and they have a video as well. So I don't want to not give you guys the full details. But there you go. That's DeLorean. All right. Now let's look at some ways to make HFX better. All right. Can you guys see my screen again?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So what can we do to make HFX better? Let's switch it to this. Not here. That's right. All right, beautiful. So all right, beautiful. So what I want you guys to start looking for, right, when you're taking your HFX trades, is to be more into confluences, right? So a lot of people, they're looking for
I think you
the
need to break down what that word means, Justin.
oh, confluence. Confluence is when a whole bunch of things line up in one common direction or um one common viewpoint that you have. So if I think the sky is blue, for example, and then I go and speak with a professor of theology for sky. I'm just being super example with this, but if I spoke with a professor that studies the sky and he convinces me as well that yes, it's blue, then I go talk to maybe a scientist and he says it's blue as well, and then I go talk to my mom and my mom says, are you crazy? Of course it's blue. And then I'm talking to these people. What I'm doing, I'm building confluence that the sky is actually blue. Making sense? Right? So it's the same thing you're doing in the market. Is it a sell? All right.
Mhm.
Why is it a sell? All right. Well, it hit the Bollinger Band. Okay.
Mhm.
That's one. But is that good enough? No, it's never good enough. One, it's not, it's shaky, right? That's why in cash trap, you don't just sell once the RSI is overbought or oversold. There's a whole group of things you need to have happen, right? Because it makes that idea stronger. So one, we have Bollinger Band hit. What else? Oh, it's below the 800 EMA. So we're looking for sales. Okay, that's boom. That's good. That's a second confluence. What's the third one? Oh, we got one of those reversal candles when it hit the Bollinger Band. Look at that, the pin bar. Whoa, okay, that's three. All right, what's our rule? Well, we said we're going to enter after we have three confirmations. All right, so enter the trade, right? If your rule is four, let's say you're a little bit more conservative, well, search for one more, then enter the trade. But that's the structure I want you guys to follow. And trust me, you guys will have a better week, right? You don't take a trade just because one thing happened. It don't make sense. It don't work that way. Because you don't control the market. You can never control it. The banks, the corporations, the hedge funds, the people with a lot of money combined in one place, those are the people who really move this market. So you're just kind of like a follower. You're looking for specific pinpoint tail telltale signs that the market gives for certain moves, right? Kind of think of it like when the big money moves, when it's kind of like dropping a whale in the ocean. Does it just sink and nobody knows? No, it leaves a wicked ripple, right? So when the big money moves in the market, you will know. And these are the things that we look for as confluence. So how do we know when a sell market is ending? Well, when big money injects a lot of buy into that market, a lot of buying pressure, right? And when they start to buy up that market, right? But what does that mean? What do we see in the candles? Well, normally, right, big money is only gonna buy when they feel like price is already at its lowest, which is normally when it hits the Bollinger Band, right? When they start to buy up, what do we look for? Reversal signatures, right? So we look for reversal candles. right? And these are starting to give us the signature that, hey, the sell is going to end shortly, right? So once we get these things, then we can say, okay, now it makes sense, right? Let's enter that trade. So I want you guys to all understand confluence, very, very important. So with that, it comes down to the next thing. How many confluences do you need to take your trade, right? So honestly, the exact number is going to come down to you. And I'm going to give you like my range that I would suggest is nothing less than 3, right? So you need 3 confirmations or 3 confluences before you take any trade. That's my honest suggestion to you
So,
all.
excuse me one sec, Chester. I just want to make sure that everyone understands, just for clarification's sake, that what you have here is a Bollinger Band that you're used to in Cash Trap. So the top red line is what you'll see in Cash Trap, and the bottom blue or purple line that you have here is the actual green line that we see. So
Yes, correct.
just so they know.
Definitely correct. Right. And you can put the same indicators as well. So for me, I think, yeah, this is stochastics. This is the MACD, but I could delete that and we could put, just put RSI, right? And we could change it. What did they use? I think it is 5.
511.
Right? No, that's for stochastics. But I forgot what RSI is. I think RSI is 1 or 5, but irrelevant. But you can have the same setup. But what's more important is for you guys to understand that confluence is 100% needed. I can't just take a trade because it hit the Bollinger Band. It doesn't work that way. You need a group of reasoning behind you taking a trade. You need the most educated reasoning to go ahead and execute in the markets. Why? Because you're already at a disadvantage because you can't control it. So how do we make money from it? We go at the flow. It's a $7.7 trillion market. You don't need to control it to make money, right? You don't even need to be good at it to make money. You just need to understand the flow, right? So that is very, very important. So confluence, very important. How much do you need? Minimum 3, maximum whatever you like. That's up to you, right?
5.
But minimum 3, right? So what do I mean? I won't enter a trade, for example, if I don't get, let's say, 3 confluences like Bollinger Band hit, reversal candles, RSI oversold or overbought, or stochastics oversold or overbought. If I don't get 3 of those in a group, I'm not taking the trade. Why? Because it's not strong enough in terms of confluence. Not enough smart. Think of it as kind of like smart scientists or little geniuses on your side. You don't have enough of that, right? So you need to build up confluence as much as you can to take successful trades. So when it comes to confluences, right, there are 2 types, right? I want to call it strong confluence and weak confluence, right? And the whole reasoning behind why I call it strong confluence and weak confluence is kind of behind how it works altogether, like how these certain, the little tools that we're going to be using, how they actually work in terms of the chart and the information you're reading. But we'll go through it and you guys should get it. Right. So I want you guys to write this down. So we have weak confluences and we have strong confluences. Right. For me, if I was only taking a trade based off 3 confluences, I would want all 3 of those confluences to be strong confluences. That's just me personally. I would not take a trade if it's only 3 confluences that I'm using, right? I would not take a trade if they're not all 3 strong confluences, right? if we're going to do 4 or more, then we can, see what the weaker ones are saying and use those as well in terms of our judgment to take the trade. Hope this all makes sense to you guys so far, because once you start trading, you're going to see it play out. Right? So in terms of strong confluences, I want you guys to write down anything, any indicator, any strategy, any lines, anything at all that you can put on your chart. So your chart is this right here where you're seeing the candles. See these candles, guys? This is your chart. Okay, so any kind of indicator or lines or anything that I can put where I see it on the chart, where the candles are, right? Those are considered strong confluences or strong indicators, right? So what do I mean by that? You see the Bollinger Band we have right now, right? This is a strong confluence. So if I was using 3 confluence method, this would be one of them that I would be looking for to see if price hit it, to be looking to take a trade. Very strong. Why? Because it's based off the actual candles and the data being formed on the candles, right? Rather than lagging information, as you'll see with indicators, right? So let's think about some other strong confluences. What are other things that we could put on the chart to help us analyze where this is going? Any ideas? You guys can drop some.
Stochastic.
Stochastic. So if we open up stochastic, it's not on the chart, right? It's on the indicator. So we have to
Okay.
close the chart and open it back up. So the stochastic, anything that's at the bottom right here, right? That's off chart, basically. This is what we call off chart. So like stochastics, like RSI, MACD, CCI, ADX, anything that is not on your chart, that's a weak confluence. And we'll explain that after. So any idea of what another strong confluence would be like? Like look at this. What is this right here? What is this called?
EMA.
Moving average.
Moving
Right? So
average.
there you go. Moving averages are strong confluences, right? Because they're on the chart. They're based off the data that's being presented right in front of you. Right? So price being below the EMA, we're looking for sells. Right? So those are strong confluences. What's another thing we could put on this chart that will give us strong confluence? Right? What if we did this? Guys ever use those little lines, the SARs? Some people do, right? But that's another strong confluence. Why? Because it's on your chart, right? If I was to put moving averages, strong confluence. Why? Because it's on the chart, right? Reversal patterns, so the candles themselves, right? Strong reversal patterns. So I hope you guys are understanding what I use in terms of gauging what needs to be put to the front and what we don't really, watch too tough in terms of when we take a trade, because there's levels to things, right? So if I'm here not looking at anything that's being represented by what the candles themselves are painting out, which is everything on the chart here, right? And I'm looking at indicators which are lagging, right? I'm never going to be accurate with my entry. My overall bias will be right. So that's what the indicators do. They give you the bias, but they will never give you the entry, because indicators are always, they have to be mathematically, they have to be behind. It can never be in the moment. It can never give you information happening right now, because all these lines are basically calculations that happen once the candle is closed. It can't happen while the candle's open. Otherwise, the line will keep moving up and down. If you guys actually watch this thing, sometimes the line will stretch to this blue dotted line all in one candle, but because the candle pushed back, the line comes back and closes where it is. Right? So this thing is always based on what's being formed right now. Right? The Bollinger Bands right, are stronger. Why? Because this is an average, right, of the distance between X amount of candles where price normally ranges. Because we all know price goes up and down, right? So it's not based on what's happening right now, it's based on what's happened previously. Making sense? Your indicator is trying to give you as close to what's happening right now as possible, but it's always one step behind. That's why I hate indicators in terms of the ranking, right? So just understand that anything that's off chart is not as powerful, and you can back test it, right? These will give you better signals for entering a trade over anything else. And my number one in terms of strong confluence is the candlestick patterns itself, right? The candles itself, just reading what these candles are doing. Why? Because if you went back to the 1800s and we didn't have trading view, there wouldn't be candles. There would just be numbers. There would be sell and buy numbers being spit out through a machine or on a ticker tape that people are trying to analyze. But now we get to see it graphically. So if that's the raw data, that is the most accurate data to read. It just makes sense, right? Then we got everything else on chart based off that data, the Bollinger Band, the SARS, the moving average, etc. Then we got our indicators, right?
You just have
So,
a, can you clarify something for me about 2 minutes ago?
yeah,
You had a bold white line that you said it was the moving average. I
yeah.
thought the moving average line was the one between the red and the purple.
This one?
Yeah, this one, yeah, up top there.
Yeah,
What is that?
so this is the exponential moving average, right?
Okay,
And this one is the moving average that comes with the Bollinger Band.
right. So what's the difference?
So with this one, it's all about the numbers. So with this one, it's 800. So it's checking the last 800 candles and
Mhm.
averaging them out. So it's basically, taking 800 candles and dividing it out to get the average. And each candle close, it's plotting a new dot on the chart based off the previous close, and it's connecting it. So if price is going up, the line will start to eventually go up. Price is going down, the line will eventually go down. But it's what we call a lagging indicator when you do it like that. So what
Oh,
it's
okay.
doing is showing you what's been happening from the past and where the overall strength is. So it's kind of like being on the 5 minute, but being able to see what the 4 hour is doing. If
Mm.
that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah. So
You
you're
getting
saying
it?
that,
Mhm.
once the way that it was set up, it would be calling for a sell, right?
Yeah, so right now, because price is below the moving average, and same thing on cash trap, I would be looking more for sells. I wouldn't want to buy in this market. Ever since this happened, I wouldn't want to
Okay.
be buying in this market. I just want to look
Okay.
for sells. Well, if you look, the cells are very clean. They're nice. Well, nothing's ever clean for HFX, but you
Yeah.
see the cells are a lot stronger than the buys,
Mhm.
right? So
Because I do see like this white line on the cash chart.
mhm.
I see a red line similar to this one. Is it the same thing?
No, so there should just be either a white. Let me even open it up.
Yeah,
Let's just
there is that red line that do show up in cash trap as well, Chester. And then there's also sometimes it just goes right down the middle, but there is a middle line as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's for the Bollinger Band, no?
Yeah, the Bollinger
No,
Band is a different one, but
Is
the
it
Yeah.
EMA
one?
line does show up every so often in cash trap.
You're right. Straight. Yeah. So that's why
Oh,
I
so
was trying
instead
to.
of white, they have the
It's red.
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 Oh,
Red.
okay, then yeah, that makes sense. Okay, because I'm like, they have a different one.
So
That's
that would
fine.
be for sell then. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
beautiful. So that's what I want you guys to get, and why I like to use this as a good confluence, because think about this now. I want you guys to really think. If I know where the overall bias is in this market, I know where it wants to go long term, right? Just think about this. Like, I know where it wants to go long term. Even if, worst case scenario, I sold right here and the market just kept going up, and I rolled over and I rolled over and I rolled over and I rolled over, there will be a point where I will cash out. Not telling anybody to do it. It will induce stress. But I just want you guys to understand, like mathematically, why would you want to go against the trend than with it when you have more to your advantage than to your disadvantage? You know what I mean? Like, let's say, let's give you a more
Chester,
realistic
just a
example.
quick question, not
Yeah.
to cut you, but sorry, this line is the trend line, is also called the trend line. Is that the line that you're referring to?
The trend
Now,
line.
this line?
This one, these ones.
Yeah, the trend line. Or the
No,
one that you're moving up and down, which I'm just trying to understand.
no worries. This one.
Uh-huh.
So this is Bollinger Bands. So this red line, this blue line, and this little white line, that's all one indicator called Bollinger Band.
No, not the Bollinger Band. Sorry, the lines with the
The
broken
dots.
line. The broken.
Oh, those are there. It's another indicator called parabolic SARS, and basically it helps to give you a bias. It's kind of like the moving average. See what the moving average is doing? It's doing that as well. It's telling you the bias in direction.
Okay,
So
so that's a SAS.
there you go. So because the
Oh,
dots are on the bottom, we're still in a uptrend in this market on the 5-minute. Until we start seeing dots at the top, we haven't actually entered into a sell market. So that's kind of like one indicator people like to use when they trade HFX. But is it the best one? No, of course not. Is it going to make you a million? No. But if you combine it, they will all make you money. That's what I want you guys to get. So if you like SARS and you find it as a good confluence, add it into your list. But don't just use one. Minimum 3, right? And the higher you go, the more solid or the more confidence you can put in the trade with the more confluence, right? So even if I take that off, what was I showing you guys over here? Okay, yeah, we're talking about being in a sell market. So let's say, right, I want to say this hit the Bollinger Band, but you guys can clearly see it don't. But let's say it did hit the Bollinger Band, right? So I got in on the close of this candle, right? And I'm looking to sell this market down. But let's say I got in over here, right? And I did 15 minutes. So 1, 2, 3. I would have still been out the money, right? But let's say I rolled it over. 1, 2, 3. Would have made my money here. Even if I rolled it over again, 1, 2, 3, made my money, right? So what I'm trying to say to you guys is when you're going with the trend, you're mathematically putting yourself in a better position to win, even if you make the wrong decision, right? So go with the trend. Now, the next thing, right, is how do we look for trades with our confluence? So right now, if I'm looking at EuroCAD, right, let's revise this. If I was looking at EuroCAD right here, and I'm like, should I be taking a trade? Well, it's not should I be taking a trade, is how much confluences do I have? How much confirmations does it make sense? So Bollinger Band hit, boom, that's one, right? Do we have any reversal candles? Well, if this candle closes this way, that could be considered an upside down pin bar. So that would be a reversal indicator, but it's only if the candle closes that way, right? Do we have anything else at this point? Well, we have RSI, which is oversold, but that's a weak indicator, and stochastics as well. So we have one strong, another strong pending, and we have 1 weak and 1 weak pending, right? So what do? We let time do its thing because it's not ready yet. Why? Because we don't have our confirmations. All right, so now that candle closed, right? Reversal candle. So we have 2 strong confirmations. Next candle, right? It's still hitting the Bollinger Band. Now, right, we're looking and we have 2 of the weak ones strong, but we can't take this trade until we have 3 strong confirmations, right? So what else could we have used? Well, we could have scrolled up and said the moving average is above price, So could we use it? No, well, no, not in a buy situation. We could have used it for sell as a confluence because it means that the market wants to push down. So if we're buying in this case, that's just a pullback. And if you guys are thinking properly, highly unsuggested. But just in an example, I want you guys to see what we're looking for in terms of confluence. So we still don't have 3 to press the trigger. So I would be looking for the close of this candle to maybe give me another reversal pattern, right? And then that might give me my 3rd confirmation, but we're still waiting, right? So what does price do? Price closes, gives you kind of like a small body long wick, then the next one immediately pushes down. So we still don't have our 3 strong confluence to take the trade. So all we can do now is wait. All right. So I want you guys to understand literally all of this is about confluence. If you learn smart money, then you can introduce that as well, right? To help you build analysis for when to take this buy up. So now I'm still waiting, right? I look here, right? I don't have any reversal candles, but if you notice the pattern, right? We've been having one up candle, one down candle, one up candle, one down candle, one up candle, 2 down candles. What's price doing now? After we had this big, strong sell-off, it's starting to stall out, right? Why would price start to stall out? Maybe it's getting ready to reverse. So you're looking for more strong confirmations, right? So we got one bullish candle, and then we have another bullish candle forming. If this candle closed bullish, I would have used this as my 3rd confluence to take this trade, right? And then now I would have came and seen what are my indicators saying. Oh, wow, stochastic still ready. RSI now was oversold and now it's turning up, right? What would this market do? Boom. All right. So that's what I want you guys to understand when it comes to confluence. It's all about lining everything up. Where we go. Look at this one. Right? What do we need? Bollinger Band hit 1, right? Is it above the moving average? No, so we can't use it, right? Do we have reversal candles? Yeah, we got pin bar and we're forming another pin bar. That's 2, right? And if you guys had your support and resistance levels, you can use that as another strong confluence. Let's see what that shows. Oh, because we're in replay mode. Right, but let's say you have a support and resistance level. That would be 3, right? And then that would give you the confidence now to say, okay, I'm ready to take this trade. And then maybe last minute, check the indicators. Look, stochastics oversold as well. RSI oversold. Ready to buy back up. This is a good trade to take. Right, and boom. Oh, there goes my lines. So you guys can see the lines now. Right, so this is my support and resistance lines. So you see right there as well, another confluence. What do? Take the trade. Right, and this will happen over and over and over again. All right, let's see what we have here. Right, so we got price hit the Bollinger Band, right? 1 strong confluence. Price is above the moving average, right? 2 strong confluence, right? Because we're looking for a buy in this case, right? Do we have reversal candles? If you guys know railroad tracks, this is basically a railroad track where price push down impulsively, and it's like you hit a brick wall and it's pushing back up impulsively. right? That's called railroad tracks. So that's 3 strong confluences right there. The close of this candle, beautiful to take a buy. Just by the confluent. You want more? Come down to your weaker ones. What's the stochastic saying? Look, starting to turn from being oversold. What's the RSI doing? Doing the same thing. So what you need to do, 5, 10, 15-minute buy. Right? And there goes price. So I hope you guys are understanding like my big secret with HFX. It's all about confluence. No one golden gem, but putting them together to create a machine that's infinitely more on point than what you could ever guess or estimate with your own brain. You know what I mean? You're using a lot of strong reasonings to make your an assumption of where the market's going, right? And you're following the money, right? So we know that big money sold here. Big money also bought here. If big money sold all the way down and they don't want to sell anymore, well, guess what? They're just going to keep buying. Whether you, Bill Gates, or any one person wants to stop it, they can't because they don't control that big amount of money supply. You got to be a bank like JP Morgan, Chase, or a hedge fund, right? So that's what I want you guys to understand. So now that we know that they finished the sell, we need confluences so we can take our buy and get in on the move up.
Yeah, can I ask a question? Do you
Yeah,
use
definitely.
the flat bottom? Because I just saw the breakout and retest. Do you use that strategy?
Honestly, Desmond showed it to me, I think last week. That was my first time knowing about it. I've been testing it out since then. I have mixed feelings. I'm not 100% sure on it. There's certain things about how the candlestick moves, but I think it's just the fact that with a what is it called? Hikini ash candle, they don't move the same as regular candles. Right. So for example, if you guys actually watch this thing form a new candle, it automatically forms almost 50% of the candle already. I don't know how to explain it. So like, let's say, can I rewind it? Let's see if it will work if I rewind. Come on. Oh, I'm already in replay mode. Let's get out.
This trading view is on?
Yeah, trading view.
Okay.
Oh, I want to let me do it now. Huh. I guess you can't replay in Hikini Ash. There you go. Huh. Makes it even more weird. They won't let me replay. But yeah, you can't replay in that mode. Let's see. I can replay in candle as well. Yeah. Yeah, so it won't let you replay in that mode. But what I want you to notice, like, let's say we watch this candle, the next candle form, right, in the next 1 minute, it's automatically going to form almost like a quarter of the candle body as soon as it opens. And it doesn't make sense how it does that, because if the candle closed here, right, and then open back, it didn't open back and go up. It opened back and just kept going down, right? So at what point did it push up to give us this candle, right? So for me, it's an okay strategy in a trending market, but everything other than a trending market, I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Because at what point do you know when to stop following the flat tops and switch? You know what I mean?
No, that's after you get a retracement, and then you take after the retracement and you get the same color candle. That's the time you do it.
So like let's say I get this retracement, and then I get a green now. You're saying at the next
You don't
flat
take
top,
it,
I'd be doing this one, right?
right. You don't take it at the first green, take it at the second one.
Okay, I understand that then. If that's the case, that's not a bad strategy. But as I said, for me personally, I'm not expert in it.
Yeah. And then
But
because you're using
if
the
it works,
body,
it works. Mm-hmm.
because you're using the body of the candle, you notice that there are wicks on there. It doesn't really matter because it's the body of the candle that you're using, right? So
wait, so you take it even with the wicks? So
no,
if
no,
I
no.
was
You ignore the wicks.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, I would, so if this was a flat bottom right here, I would buy this next candle. But here, if I seen this one, I wouldn't buy this next candle, right?
Well, the flat bottom would be with, like, there's no flat bottom right here right now because you're doing a flat bottom on a red and a green, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's no flat bottom right at this moment.
Okay.
I mean, where you just were.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, if it works for you guys, try it out and let me know because I'm open for anything. But yeah, not too familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. But let's go back to our little confluence training, right? So you guys just want things to line up. The more things line up, the more accurate you'll be, the better your trades will play out, right?
Yeah.
And it will happen in any market, right? We came down here, right? Why was this a good opportunity? Well, look at your confluences, right? Price hit the Bollinger Band. One, was it above the moving average? No, right? So that you can't use that. Do we have reversal candles? No, we can't even use that, right? What else? We have the weak ones that are ready, but we only have one strong one. So I wouldn't be looking to take this trade right now. And this is where time plays out for you guys, right? So some people would take the trade. I wouldn't. Let's see what would happen in the next 5 minutes, right? It plays out. But no, the fact that we got one big push up, right? What is this now? What is this big push up? That's an engulfing candle, right? So now that we have an engulfing candle, we have two strong confluence, right? We just need one more. Let's say if this was a support and resistance area and it touched it, that would have been beautiful, right? Or the SARS starting to give us bottom dots, that would be beautiful. Whatever you need for that third one, as long as it's a strong one, use it, right? But in this case right now, we don't see anything. So would we take this? No. Some people will win trades, guys, and you will lose them because you're following your strategy. It don't mean it don't work. What you have to look at is over X amount of time, what brings me the greatest return, right? So I want you guys to see these things and start to understand it and follow it every time in the trade, right? Because if you did the same thing over here, you get good trades. You did it over here, you get good trades. All right. So any questions about how we set up trades for HFX and what we're looking for when it comes to confluence and things like that? Any questions?
Well, I just want to say thanks for making it so much clearer.
No worries.
For the tips, I would call.
No, definitely. That's what it's all about, guys. I'm trying to find one where it's ready and trying to give you guys kind of like a live experience, but nothing is ready in the markets. Let's go on to one. Yeah. Something must hit the bottom. See, look at this. This is a pending trade that is beautiful. Why? Moving average, it's below price. It's hitting the bottom Bollinger Band, right? So the minute it hits that, that's one confluence. It hits the support and resistance line. That's two confluence, right? And let's say it gives us a strong push up. That's a railroad tracks. That's three. Take that trade up, right? You look down again, stochastics RSI on top of it as a bonus. You can't go wrong. But that's what I want you guys to see. And time frame, right? You can do this on. We can go on the 1 hour, and we can do the same thing. But I gotta change my indicator. Right? See, for these people who have longer schedules and they don't have that much time to be trading HFX, as I said, use the bigger time frame, but do the same thing, right? Same set of rules, right? And hint, this might help you guys with Forex as well, right? But same set of rules. What are we looking for here? Sells, right? Price is below. What did price do? Hit the Bollinger Band with one confluence, right? We scroll up. We also hit a support or resistance area. That's 2 strong confluence, right? We look at the candle that's forming right now. If it closes like that, that's an engulfing candle, right? We still got 39 more minutes, so we got to let it close. But if it does, that's an engulfing. That's 3. So the close of this candle can be an entry. You guys get it? Because this would give us our 3. Just like that, you're now understanding, okay, this is the timing element I've been missing. That's why I've been entering here and not getting anything. It's because I was only thinking, oh, it hit the Bollinger Band, so let me enter. Oh, the strength index is strong, so let me enter. No, we need a group of things, 3 or more, right? And then we can enter, and it would be a strong likelihood it will go our way. Right, so now, once I get that, this would be a good trade to take. And then how do I know? As a bonus, double click, check my indicators, right? Well, stochastics already started topping out here. So if it's going higher here on the chart, but the stochastics is going lower, that's even a bonus indicator that this market's gonna drop, because that's something called divergence. So when price is going higher, but the indicator is going lower, it's called divergence. That's basically manipulation of price at its finest. But if you guys learn smart monies, you'll get that in more detail. But for reversal signature, divergence is very important as well, right? So that's when price is going higher and indicator is making lower lows, right? So see, price is going higher here, indicator made lower lows, right? We also have RSI overbought, getting ready to turn. So that would be a good signal to take. Well, how long would I do? Any time frame that you're on, I would either do double or 3 times that time frame. That's just a good rule of thumb. So if I'm on the 1 hour, what would my next trade be after this? 1 hour or 2 hours, right? Or maybe max 3 hours, right? Why can I do that? Because my bias, as long as my bias is right, I'm gonna be good. Look how long it took for price to get up here. It might take the same amount of time to get down here. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 hours, I'll still be okay, right? So I want you guys to understand that concept as well. So same thing you can do off the daily, right? But now you're gonna be holding trades for maybe a week or a month, right? But same concept. What do we have out here? Price hit the Bollinger Band, right? 1, right? Do we have reversal candle? Based on this broker, you guys probably wouldn't call this reversal candle, but for me and experience, anytime I see price give an impulsive move up and an impulsive move back down, I just consider that railroad tracks. So for me, that would be a second strong confluence. And then I know for a fact we're around some whole number right here. So yes, 47, yeah, 74500. So that could be a support and resistance area that price hit as well. So boom, there's 3 strong confluence for me to take this trade. The close of this candle is my entry. What? 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. Either one of them, I'd be in the money on this trade. right? If I want some extra confirmation, once again, come down to the indicators. Those are just a boost, but it confirms to me that I'm doing the right thing, right? Stochastics overbought and it's starting to come down. Great, I'm doing the right thing. RSI overbought, it's starting to come down. Great, I'm doing the right thing. And you let the trade play out, right? So I'd love to see who in the group that's busy becomes a really, really good swing trader, because if you can do this with HFX, imagine what you'll do with Forex. Right? But any questions, guys? Because that's it for me. I don't know what else you guys want me to go over, if anything else, but that's kind of what I prepared for today.
I have a question. It might be a silly question because I
No,
haven't
there's no silly questions.
don't understand that quite yet. Maybe I haven't come across that video, but how do I know? How do you count the hours? Like, what do you look at?
Oh, to count the hours? Okay, so that's a good question. So on TradingView, right, there's these little numbers at the top, right? They give you the different time frames. So every number that I click on, you see me going through it a lot, it basically represents what each of these candles should mean in terms of time. So if I'm looking at these candles right now, but I'm on the 1 hour time frame, it means each candle takes 1 hour to close. So this candle is going to close in 33 minutes and 54, 53, 52 seconds, because that's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's
Oh, so it's
when,
the same thing as when I'm looking at the 1 minute.
there you go. When you're on the
Oh,
1
okay,
minute
okay,
now,
okay.
each of these candles take 1 minute to close. You get it? And that's why you can do the same thing on the 1 minute and you can do the same thing on the daily, because the daily candle is just a bigger picture of what happens within the 1, 5, 15, and a bigger picture of what happens in the 1, 5, 15, 2, 4 hour, and etc. Everything beneath the daily. Right? So whatever happens on the daily, it happens on the smaller time frames, just a lot more. A lot of times.
Albert talking to me?
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Any other question, guys?
I have a question.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, my question is that I've just been doing high frequency, which you in and you're out, and you're now mentioning that you can do a day, 2 day hours, and so on. But I am a little bit lost on the time frame, because on my time I only see it go up to 30 minutes. So I'm not sure if I don't know how to do it to fix the 1 hour, 2 hour days, and so on the Vibe Forex.
No worries. So it could depend on the broker as well, Claudette. You said you're with Video Forex.
Right.
I do have an account with them. Hold on, let me open it and see what's going on. I'm not too sure what the time frame is on Video Forex, but give me 2 minutes.
It's 30 minutes.
It just shows 30 minutes. So
oh,
I'm
that's
not
the
sure.
furthest it can go?
That's the furthest I see where I can go. So
okay. Well, with pocket option, you can do an hour plus. There's also platinum option, which I've been hearing really good about. Platinum option is made by traders for traders. So pocket option, platinum option. It's just a broker. So that's the reason.
Okay.
You can go bigger time frames, right?
Right,
so
right. I realized that, but I guess my broker does not allow it. So I was not sure if it's just a broker or I didn't know what to do. So that's why I asked you. But I must say this training is fantastic. I've learned a lot. This was very informative. And I appreciate you giving us this knowledge, and I hope you'll come back soon. This was fantastic.
Definitely. I'm here for you guys, man.
Yes, because I've never heard of DeLorean before. You spoke about it just now, so that is something to look into. Yeah.
There you go. Trust me, I'm the guy when it comes to this platform and all the trading stuff. I'm serious.
Yeah, he is the guy. DeLorean, we used to, because we did a lot of Forex before, Claudette. We used DeLorean a lot. And then we switched over. It's Chester's fault. to HFX, which I'm glad that we did anyways. But I didn't know he was using DeLorean along with HFX, which is a lot of knowledge. And back to trading, yeah, I do a lot of 1 hour trades with pocket option. My daughter and myself, I do it 20 minutes, 40 minutes. I just leave it, go about my business. And that's what I love about pocket option.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. And literally with the DeLorean stuff, it just launched a month ago, so don't feel like you guys missed out. It wasn't like it's been there for a long time. But that's the beauty about the company, guys. They keep revolutionizing the products to fit the environment of the customer.
And what's going on right now.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because the DeLorean, we used it a lot with Forex. So is this a new strategy to fit HFX?
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
And they did it perfectly because there was a need. There was
Yeah.
like people saying, what happens, you know, let's say 2 a.m. Eastern time for me could be 8 a.m. for somebody in somewhere else in the world, and they have no experts or nobody to really jump on and reel up with like how we do. So how do they feel? Right. So DeLorean just basically fit a need, and it was a beautiful product, you know.
Perfect.
So
I love it. I love it.
We're able to trade all times of the day, guys.
I think the educator for that one too is Tyrone, I believe.
Yeah, there you go. He's really fun.
Yeah,
Tyrone is the co-creator for DeLorean. Him and Patrick Kenny.
Right. Him and Kenny. What's his name?
Patrick Kenny.
Patrick Kenny. Okay, so all right. I love, and I think that's why they're coming out with the app. The culture is all upon HFX now. So they really have to be working overtime to make sure that they facilitate us more with HFX and easier way of
there's
trading.
A discount. There's some kind of code I think everybody's using now for HFX to sign people up.
Oh, really? And what's that?
Oh Lord, you guys don't know. So I'm gonna find it for you and send it over. But there's a code that you guys can use, and I think there's like $25-$30 off. Right?
Okay.
But that's only if you sign up straight HFX. So you know, like how you can do Elite and the different options. Yeah. So only if you do HFX. But that's what the company does, right? If something's working, they're going to push it because
and everybody's pushing HFX, right?
Yeah. So what that discount will do is probably cover your cash trap.
There you go. That's what I think the real reason.
Yes.
Oh, I think they canceled it now. Yeah, it makes sense. They canceled it now, and then I think Cash Trap is just free.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Yeah. I think I was seeing that.
Yeah, I think so now. I think what they did, they canceled the coupon, and now you can just, when you purchase HFX, you get Cash Trap with it.
For free.
That's actually better.
Makes sense. Yeah, it just makes sense.
Okay. I love it. Well, Chester, you got to give yourself a pat on the shoulder because you were instrumental in bringing HFX to our team, right? So
thank you. No worries. As long as
even
everybody
when
makes
he
some
wasn't
money.
trading it really, he's like, HFX is the best.
Yeah, I told you guys when I first learned Forex, it was HFX, binary options, right? That was the first way I learned Forex. So I know it works and I liked it. It was just at that time I wasn't with I was following some guy because he had a gold Lamborghini and it didn't go well.
Oh, are you talking about Dino?
Yes, Nino or whatever his name is.
You know Dino too?
Yeah, I knew him from when he just started. Yeah.
Really?
He was one of those people that make me understand, don't believe the hype. Please don't believe that.
We followed him too.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, there's so much people that lost a lot of money with that guy that up to today I could even tell them to join Forex because they would just think it's a scam. And it's crazy. It's all like one person could really kill something for a lot of people.
Sadly, yes.
It's crazy. But at the same time, if you get the right information, you can open the doors for a lot of people too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's two sides to every coin. So
right.
hopefully you guys use this information, cash out this week, and then just spread it. All right. I want all you guys to make money, feel comfortable. And how do I know that you're doing that? When I see more people joining the business, because it's the only way you're going to share it, right? When you're making money yourself. So number one priority, guys, test it out, use it, become a product of the product, and then share it with the world and multiply your income. But
Right.
other than that, you guys
And
have
just
a
keep
good
holding
night.
on and never quit, right? Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Mhm. Yes.
All right, guys. That's
Okay,
it for
Chester,
me.
thank you so much. Have a great night. We're getting ready for the team call for 9 o'clock. I think some people are probably going to go to sleep. I'll be jumping on the call at 9. Family, thanks again for participating and jumping on. This is the only way you're going to stay, learning all the time and then earning. So thank you so much for jumping on the call. There's quite a bit of you, actually. Yeah, great
I
stuff.
love
I'm
it.
proud of all of you.
There you go. End of the week, I hope all of you guys make some money. And if not, please hit me up. Please. I know you guys
Yes.
might be
You
shy,
can
but
follow him on Instagram if you Chester, you want to drop your handle?
oh yes, it is Fresh Wisdom. So you guys can just
Oh, he is Fresh Wisdom. I've seen it. No. Oh my God. I have no
okay.
clue.
You had no clue?
I saw this Fresh Wisdom. I'm saying no one heard it says.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
guys. Good night.
All righty, Chester. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
good night. Good night. Thanks.